あははははは。
ごめんね。また心配かけちゃったみたいで。
申し訳ありません。私が大げさに伝えてしまったせいで。
Oh, thank you for telling me.
それでは、リンさんもいらっしゃいましたし、私は教室に戻らせていただきますわね。
うん。本当にごめんね。
いえ、ゆっくりと休んでくださいね。
Korea-senpai smiled and left us in the office. So, as the son and I were there by ourselves, I glared at her. Are you really okay?
りんちゃん、怖い顔。
I think the cycle is getting too short. It's only been a week since the last time, you know?
今日のは、多分、リムちゃんだと思う。
Her voice sounded depressed. Primula?
さっき来てたでしょ？多分ね、リムちゃんの魔力が強すぎて、僕の中の魔力に影響を与えてるんだと。
But you've seen her so many times before.
リムちゃんの魔力が、普段一緒にいるリンちゃんの体に影響を与えてるんじゃないかな。こういう関係になって、僕とリンちゃんずっと一緒にいるから。それで。
You're being affected by her magical power from me, and the magical power that's been accumulating inside of you is overflowing.
僕の予想でしかないけど。多分そういうことじゃないかな。特にリムちゃん、魔力の制御あまりできてないから垂れ流し状態でしょ？
No kidding. If that's true, then the more I see you, the more I'll put you in pain. Wouldn't be able to see you if that was true. I'd have stayed away from her if that was the only way, but it would tear me apart if I couldn't see her anymore. You should use your magic after all. If the magical power accumulating inside of you is the cause of your suffering, you can reduce it by using magic. It's simple. But Asa-san insisted on not using magic. She shook her head slowly to say no.
ごめんね。それでも僕は魔法を使えない。
Why are you so insistent?
楓と同じかな。
The way I pause that. Why are you so insistent?
言った
Kaede?
じゃない。僕がリンちゃんを好きになった理由。世界で一番尊敬してる人と同じ強さを持っているところって。リンちゃんがお母さんに似てるなら、楓はね、僕にそっくり。
Her eyes had a sad glint to them. She sounded like she was reapproaching
僕
herself.
はね、昔、お母さんのことを恨んでたの。
What? Seriously?
そう。楓がリンちゃんのことを恨んでいたのと同じようにね、僕もお母さんのことを恨んでた。子供の頃、体力がまだついてなかった頃の僕は本当に体が弱くて、毎日のように倒れては寝込んでた。改造強化された魔力の遺伝を受け継いでしまって、それを抑えられなかった。魔力の強さに体が全くついていってなかったんだ。なんでこんなに苦しい思いをするんだろう。なんでこんなに痛い思いをするんだろう。耐えきれなくなった僕はね、はっきりと言っちゃったの。あなたのせいで僕は死ぬんだ。あなたが普通でないせいで僕は死ぬんだ。本当、ひどいセリフだよね。今思い出すだけで自分をひっぱたきたくなる。
Amasan dotted on Asa. Must have been tremendously painful for her to hear that from her beloved daughter.
でもね、僕が倒れて寝込むたびに一生懸命看病してくれるお母さんの姿を見て分かった。この人がどれだけ自分を愛してくれているかを。それから少し大人になってお母さんの背負ってきた苦しみを知った。だから僕は人間でいることに決めたの。お母さんが自分のことを気にしなくていいように。 人工生命体だっていう肩書きを忘れられるように、僕が普通の人間でいれば、お母さんも自分の過去を忘れられる。ここで魔法を使ったら、僕は人でなくなっちゃう。僕は人間だから。最後まで人間でなくちゃいけないから。だから、魔法は使えない。これ以上、お母さんを苦しめない。
Asa-san.
大丈夫、大丈夫。死んだりはしないから。ちょっと苦しいくらい。
She smiled at me. She sounded cheerful as usual. Didn't know what to say, I couldn't think of what I needed to tell her. I could understand Asa-san and Ama-san's feelings since we shared similar past, and that's why I couldn't think of anything to say to her. Anxiety swelled up in my head, but I couldn't express it anymore. So it kind of makes sense then, with the whole, like, how the relationship started up here, after hearing, backstory with Kaide and Rin here. The station had a habit of getting crowded with students and businessmen during this time of day. Salarymen in suits were being sucked in and spit out one after another. Students didn't hang around this area, but it did have a lot of shops, especially around the station itself. With a shopping bag from one of those stores in hand, I walked in the opposite direction of the people gathering at the station. Then I saw a woman who was also walking against traffic. She noticed me and came over with a smile.
りっちゃん、こんにちは。
You know what she kind of reminds me of? I think, did I already say it? But it kind of reminds me of Ayu from Canon. Like, right towards the end of her route and all that. The clothes, the hair color, it all seems pretty similar. It's just the eyes, and obviously Ama-san here is taller and older. But yeah, they do seem a bit similar in appearance. Sort of. I don't know. Ama-san?
珍しいね、こんなとこで会うなんて。今日はあーちゃんと一緒じゃないの？
No, not today. I thought of something as I said hi to Ama-san. Maybe she could tell me about Asa-san. Excuse me, do you have a moment?
別に構いませんけど。
She looked a bit bewildered but said yes.
そうなんだ。あーちゃん、そんなこと。
Ama-san looked a bit sad after hearing my story. Is it true that you're, homunculus?
本当ですよ。正直ね、今、ここでこうして生きていられることが奇跡だから。
So is she like a devil that's, been modified, or I can't remember. If so, do these, like, bows cover the ears or what? Stupid freaking whatever.
そして、その力をあーちゃんが受け継いでしまったことも、今後どうなるかわからないことも、みんな本当。
But if she uses her magic...
多分、大丈夫だと思う。あーちゃんが受け継いでしまったのは、その魔力の力じゃなくて、魔力自体の量の方だから。
She stubbornly refused to use it, though. Even though she knows what's going to happen. Isn't there anything I can do? I need to be strong to save her, but I know I'm not. I gritted my teeth in agony. Ama-san smiled gently at me.
そんなこともないと思うけど、僕の旦那様はね、僕以上の魔力なんてもちろん持ってなかった。だけど僕のことをちゃんと救ってくれた。だからりっちゃんがもしあーちゃんを助けたいって思ってくれるならきっと大丈夫。
But her determination is very strong. I know she made that decision for you as well.
僕があーちゃんに一番望んでること、りっちゃんならわかるんじゃない？
Eh? She was still smiling and left me totally baffled. She didn't tell me, so I tried to figure out the answer myself. Oh. The answer was surprisingly simple. It must have been the same as what I wished for, so what Asa-san wanted was...
これからのあーちゃんに必要なのはね、もう僕じゃない。りっちゃんだから。あーちゃんのことお願いね。
Do you think I can?
りっちゃん以外の誰にもできないと思うけど。
Ama-san giggled and gently poked my forehead.
ほら、使ってくれないんだったら無理に使わせちゃえばいいわけだから。
That might be true, but that idea had crossed my mind. If she wasn't willing to use her magic, I could put her in a situation that would force it. But how? Ama-san didn't give me an answer. She just smiled benevolently, as if waiting for me to come up with an idea on my own. What could I do? What did I have to do to make her use her magic? What did I have to do to change Asa-san's mind? Oh, I see. There was only one thing I could think of that would do it for sure.
頑張ってね、男の子。
Ama-san seemed to have noticed that I reached an answer. She sounded happy. Okay, I'll do my best because I'm a boy. The idea seemed pretty forceful, but it was the only way. I just needed to give it a shot. Ama-san smiled at me in satisfaction. So what are you gonna do? You gonna be like reckless and just like, if I put myself in extreme danger, she'll have to use her magic to be able to save me or something. I don't cry, I don't feel sad, I have no time to suffer. If I suffer, I'll make Mom sad. She didn't have a parent or a guardian. I heard her story once, her past and her feelings. She wasn't afraid to die, but was afraid to live. She volunteered to be an experimental subject, and her body was modified until she was no longer one of the devils. One time she almost died in an experiment. She had a chance to die. She was blasted through to the world of humans, where she fell in love with a human and they had a child together. She found happiness for the first time. However, we never get to see the, husband. Because of her suffering, she was able to find gentleness. She loves me and protects me so that I won't suffer like she did. She always speaks softly and smiles at me. I love my mother so much I respect her. I wanted to be like her. I bought her matching ribbons that didn't look great like she did, so I wrapped my hair with it. I always put it on, I loved it, and I felt like I'm always with her when I was wearing it. So, I didn't want to hurt her anymore. Shouldn't this be narrated by Asa-senpai? I mean Asa-san, yes. Usually that would be the case, right? I didn't want to make her sad because I loved her so much. Because if she saw me suffer, she'd feel pain. I don't want to make her sad because I love her so much. I don't cry, I don't feel sad, I don't have time to suffer. Because if she saw me suffer, she'd feel pain. I'm not one of the devils, gods, or humans. I'm the first child born from a homunculus. She gave birth to a child like me, I don't want to make her sad. My body can't hold its enormous magical power. I inherited a weak constitution from an incomplete test subject. My body might collapse at any time. I might die at any moment. The enormous magical power was corroding my body. I inherited this incomplete magic as well. The magic needed to be released from time to time. I could survive just by doing so, it was very simple. But I'd never do it. In order to stay human and to save Mom from having to suffer, I'd never die either. Because I was a human. Just a human. I was born between my mom and dad. I was just a normal girl. I wanted to live for her. I wanted to live for myself. So, you won't do it, huh? Wait, so was she saying that the whole time? Then why didn't you have a voice act, Kim?
ごめんね。心配してくれてありがとう。
Would have been better than what I did there.
これだけはダメ。
That was terrible voice acting. Well, it wasn't really voice acting, more just reading, really. Asa-san refused while looking down. The air felt cold and had the smell of autumn. People were going home as the sun sank. Only Asa-san and I were still here, bathed in the orange light. Seems pretty official. It seems like her route's coming to a conclusion somewhat soon, I guess. There's no guarantee it'll be fine, but you still insist?
ダメっていう保証もどこにもないよね。
You know, look at him right here, man. He has got, like, no ass right there. His body just, like, goes straight down. Just freaking stick, like, man. He's stick man. His body is just like, beep. That's it. Random. She certainly sounded scared. She was well aware of her chances of dying. Yet she wouldn't budge. She had to choose between her future and her determination, and her determination won. I quietly looked up at the sky, followed the red cloud to my eyes, and made up my mind. I looked at Asa-san. Honestly, I don't have any magical knowledge about it at all, so I'm pretty powerless. But I've been thinking about how to help you. Well, I did come up with one idea. Asa-san, I'm going to force you to use your magic.
いくら凛ちゃんでもそれだけは無理じゃないかな。
I trust you, Asa-san. I turned to face her and took something out of my pocket. I just bought it from a stationery store along the way.
カッター？
I know this is cowardly and unfair, but it's all I can do. Wait. I revealed the blade with a clicking sound and slowly used it to slice open my left wrist. Dude! I kinda had a feeling you were gonna put your life at risk, but this way, man?
凛ちゃん。
She realized what I was trying to do and went pale with astonishment. She tried to stop me, but it was too late. I switched my right hand with no hesitation. This music, man. As she screamed, my blood gushed forth. I tried to bury myself, but still felt sick upon seeing my blood drain like that. Dude! Just dude!
すぐに手当てを
She jumped from the bench and tried to take my hand, but I wouldn't let her. I know you won't use magic for something normal, so I had to do this. Her magic power wasn't just for attacking, but also for healing.
凛ちゃんお願いだから
I felt my strength gradually draining away. I understand your feelings because your relationship with your mother resembles the one with Kaide and me. And that's why I can understand Ama-san's feelings as well. What does she want? She doesn't want you to stay human. She wants you to stay alive. She wants you to smile. She doesn't want to see you in pain. And I don't either. I knew it was an underhanded and corny method of doing things, but it was all that I could do. It was the only thing I could do without hurting anybody else. But man, did you have to go about it that way? My body was getting weaker. My vision was going black. And then it just like bad end, she doesn't do anything and you just kinda die. I couldn't help but chastise myself for this stupid act. Yeah, it is a pretty stupid thing to do there. I mean, what the hell, man? You could have like done something a bit different than that. My body swayed. I'd already lost my sense of balance. I didn't know which way I was facing, or if I was even still standing or not. Yet I felt like I was being grasped by something soft and warm. I let my body drift in it. You know, I can't live without somebody's help. If I were on my own, I'm sure I'd be a corpse in a couple of weeks. So I need you to be with me. I couldn't hold on anymore. I felt like something had been cut off, like I was a turned off TV. How long had I been since I slashed my wrist? How much blood had I lost? I couldn't even think straight. You know, the way he said that, I thought he meant like, wait, you've done this before? But then I was like, no, he's like, I think how much time's passed since he just did that. My 5 senses were failing. Then, in my fading consciousness, I... Indeed, I definitely felt the warm light caressing my wounds. Wow, she's actually got pretty long hair there. I'd heard that the sudden use of magic could affect a person's entire body. While looking at her, I became certain that I was smiling. I was smiling at her equally smiling face. Yep, epilogue. Whatever the hell I pronounce. Seriously, Rin, did you have to do that? I was seeking some relief in the air-conditioned cafe. Korea-senpai led me to my regular seats. Oh, you're going to show me the cafe's new special?
はい。イーさん、きっと驚かれますわ。
What could it be? A new cake or something?
私も一目見て思わずため息をついてしまいましたの。
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. I think I see where this is going.
では、こちらの席でお待ちになっていてくださいませね。
She headed back to the kitchen. Hey. I said I couldn't wait, but I didn't say I was going to order it. Did she take it that I was going to order it? I didn't even know what the thing was going to be like, though. Then I heard a savior's voice.
ご注文はお決まりですか？
Sorry, I need a minute. I knew it! What?
はい、かしこまりました。お決まりになりましたらお呼びくださいね。
Asa-san?
ちなみに今日のおすすめは新人ウェイトレスさん。
New waitress?
というわけで、僕もここでアルバイト始めてみました。似合うでしょう。
Asa-san spun around, holding onto the hem of her skirt. Damn it, I should have filled in for Korea-senpai there, and when that sound effect played, you'd be like, Ma, Ma, Ma!
本当はやっぱり恥ずかしいんだけどね。
Was that your laugh
文化
or
祭
my
の出
laugh?
し物とかとは違うわけだし。
Didn't give enough time for the voice acting if it was your line.
でもまあ、着てみた姿をりんちゃんに見てもらいたかったし、思い切りました。
Yeah, why the lifting of it though?
朝ちゃん、本当によくお似合いですわ。当店の新しい名物ですもの。
Korea-senpai gave Asa-san a round of applause.
それで、ご感想は？
Awesome. The way he said that. Awesome. Asa-san looked as happy as she could get.
よーし、それじゃあ今日も張り切って働きましょう。
You don't change even when dressed like
も
that.
ちろん。
Even though I was trying to be cynical, I couldn't help smiling. Because the most precious person in this world was right next to me. Asa-san would always be right by my side. The summer had ended, but she was smiling like a sunflower for me.
シグネ朝、今日も元気に笑ってます。
Well, our route was alright, I suppose. It's a lot longer than Kaida's route, so I approve of that, to say the very least, because it felt like all routes are going to be very short, because Kaida's route was short. I'm glad that's not the case. If they were all really short, it would have felt a bit disappointing, really. Just be like, wait, that's it? No plot? Just what? That one was alright. It actually had some time to develop a bit. With Kaida's route, it was just sudden. But I'm pretty sure we must have missed out something on Kaida's route. Like, there must have been some choices that would have led to it earlier than it did. I have no idea. Now, this is an official translation, but sometimes they don't translate the credits. I wonder why. Nerine, your route will be next. You know, for this route, was all you viewers decide on the next route, but now, that we've kind of got that out of the way, Kaida's route and Asa's route, and the fact that you gotta go through Narine's route to unlock Primla's route, I've decided to do it this way, pretty much. Narine's route will be next, then Primla's route, then Shia's route. Because Shia, whatever, has two versions of her route apparently. And you know, it seems more fitting to like have one of the main two of those to like be the last route, I guess. Itsuki is a dick, a womanizing piece of shit. So Mayumi has her own route as well, but like, and also Miss B here also has a route. It's in a different version though, and like I said before, apparently Miss B's route is not really anything special. It's pretty short apparently. I don't know about Mayumi's route though. Scramble! Not much to say. The route was pretty decent. I mean, no offense to Kaida's route, I think, but it was too short for me to really think much of it, really. I mean, the backstory was like, that was really nice. But they should have, you know, like, maybe added a kind of flashback kind of, like, recalling of it kind of thing. You know, that would have seemed, you know, better. Just like flashback, and like instead of just like inner kind of dialogue, and then occasionally talking, just like, oh, you wanna see the scars and all that? Just like, no, thank you. I'll get back to telling this and that with a blank screen because we can't really be asked to do anything with that. It would have been more interesting if they like did that. And the route was like too short. It just kind of ended as soon as the plot arrived. Naval. Reminds me of those times like whenever you see the key logo in, I think it was Canon, where I'd always be like, and in the sky we see the key logo. I don't know, maybe I also had the same with Planet, I don't know. Well, anyways, that was Asa's route. Next up, Narine's route, I guess. I'm kind of interested to see how that route's gonna be, to be honest, because we've had quite a bit of, like, development for her so far, a bit, compared to the other ones. Kind of interested to see how that will turn out, especially since it's one of the main ones, you know. I mean, it's gotta have something to it, so I'm curious. Well, anyways, I shall see you next time for that, viewers. See you next time.